Okay, I realize this is a lot to digest, and I hope you're handling it okay. But it's an important thing when you think about art. Um, it's a different thing to focus on. Now, the thing that makes paintings that are splatters of color, like Jackson Pollock's or Rothko, I'll show you Rothko paintings also. Um, they're not about anything. They are that something itself. The thing about those kind of paintings, like Rothko and Jackson Pollock or symphonies by Beethoven, is because they don't seem like they could be about anything because they're just like color and sound. So that's not enough to really have a subject matter. Whereas when you read a novel, you're like, oh, this is about what it's like to be a poor farmer in 1580 or whatever. So the novels can feel like they're about something. What makes the painting and the symphony interesting is that you have to focus on the beauty part of it and not ask about the meaning because that's all there is. But Oscar Wilde thinks that focusing on the beauty part, the aesthetics, and not on the meaning is what you should be doing all the time with art. So, for example, in Hamlet, he would not really be super interested in talking about what's bad about revenge. He would be interested in talking, it's not that he would dislike Hamlet. He loves Hamlet. He loves Shakespeare. Um, it's just that when he does Shakespeare, um, he wants to focus not on the plot or the theme or the ideas, but on sort of the beauty. And I'm gonna grab something to talk about here real quick. Um, so the example I would give you from Hamlet, sorry, that Oscar Wilde would love is when Ophelia dies. She drowns, and Hamlet's mom, Gertrude, comes in and she talks about Ophelia's death. She announces that Ophelia is dead. But she doesn't just come in and go, oh shit, Ophelia died. Because it's Shakespeare, she gives a speech about it. Here's the thing the speech she gives about Ophelia's death is one of the most beautiful things anyone's ever written down. Now, it's old fashioned language, it's unfamiliar, it's difficult, this is school, words are exhausting. But like, it can be hard to hear. The symphony and the color paintings are extreme examples of beauty and nothing else, of sensations, like just for your eyes and ears, and nothing else. But that kind of thing is always in every piece of art, has sensations and just beauty, pure beauty is in there. You have to look a little hard. With a symphony and the color paintings, it's the only thing to see. That's what makes them dramatic inventions. Um, but with Hamlet, you got to look a little harder for it. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. A lot of students, teachers spend so much time trying to get students to understand the meaning. Getting them to appreciate the beauty is very, very, very difficult. Um, but let's try it. So here's the speech that Gertrude gives when Ophelia is drowned. She says, there is a willow grows ascant the brook that shows his hoar leaves in the glassy stream. Therewith fantastic garlands did she make of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples, that liberal shepherds give a grosser name, but our cold maids do dead men's fingers call them. There on the pendant boughs her coronet weeds, clamoring to hang, an envious sliver broke, when down her weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide, and mermaid-like awhile they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old lauds as one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and endued unto that element. But long it could not be, till that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lay to muddy death. I don't know what to tell you. It's hard to teach beauty. I mean, teachers have a hard enough time teaching students to understand the meaning. Teaching students to understand the beauty is like very, very difficult. Also, beauty, you can't really teach beauty. I can just keep pointing it out and hope you see it. It's the kind of thing, especially with words, to understand the beauty of words, you need to spend a lot more time with language than a lot of my students have had a chance to do yet. Shakespeare in particular requires practice. You got to really read it aloud a lot and frequently to hear how beautiful it is. It takes time. Um, and also, obviously, it takes time with paintings and symphonies also, because most people don't have any patience for paintings that have splashes of color in them. They're just splashes of color or symphony music. Um, but the point is that these things are beautiful, and that's what Oscar Wilde's interested in. That art isn't a reflection of reality; it's a separate reality. And here's the crucial thing: it's better. It's better than reality, because reality is ugly and stupid, and dumb things happen, and people are idiots. But in art, everything can be amazing, everything can be awesome, everything can be beautiful all the time. And you go to the movies, you go see any movie, everybody's good looking. Even the ugly characters are good looking, right? Whenever you ever see a movie where there's like a hot girl in it, and she has like gorgeous flowing hair and like this sort of slender body, and she's getting all the little things that Hollywood thinks is good looking, and then she has a friend who's like nerdy and not attractive. But that girl is also very attractive. It's just that she has her hair up in a bun and she has glasses on, and that's it. But like everybody in those movies, everybody's good looking. Like in National Treasure, there's like a nerd that hangs out with Nicolas Cage, and he's like the nerdy guy. He looks like an underwear model. Like, but he's supposed to be like the regular dude. Just like everybody in Hollywood is gorgeous. It's a world where everybody's beautiful all the time. And so also Oscar Wilde loves unrealistic art, because with art you can take out everything ugly and only put things that are beautiful in. And there's all kinds of different kinds of beauty. Like there's beauty in sadness, like Ophelia's death, and there's beauty in good-looking, sexy people, and there's all kinds of things. So, but this is Oscar Wilde's point: is that this is what he's interested in with art. He says art never expresses anything but itself. It's just doing its own thing, and it's not supposed to be a copy of reality. Why would anybody copy reality? Reality sucks. I hope you can see from this what he's doing, how he's similar and different from Plato and Pope. Plato says art is a art. He says art is a bad copy of reality. Art tells lies, and this is bad. Pope says art is a copy of reality, but God made reality, so it's good. Wilde says he says art tells lies. So he agrees with Plato. Pope agrees with Plato that art is a copy of reality, but he reaches a different conclusion. The copy's good. Oscar Wilde agrees with Plato that art tells lies. He thinks it's all lies and made up stuff. But that's what makes it good. He likes the lies because the lies are more beautiful than the crummy world that we live in. And so this Oscar Wilde is really sort of one of the key origin points for thinking about the idea of art as an escape. That art is an escape from reality. It's a very different thing. That's one of the things that I mentioned, the two theories that people think art should be realistic and people think art should be an emotional expression of an author. But actually, Oscar Wilde's theory that art is an escape from reality is a pretty standard one too. Most people know when you're in a bad mood, maybe you should go to the movies, right? You go to the movies to escape. If I ask my students why they see movies, they say it's sorry, I dropped something. They say it's to escape reality for a little bit. One of the things that makes my film class so upsetting to people, one of the things that makes my film class just so massively upsetting to people is I give them movies, and they're used to movies as a pleasant way to escape reality and enjoy something fun. And then I play the movies that are like not fun, and they're so angry. Why are they angry? Because they're like, this is not what movies are supposed to do. A movie's supposed to be fun, and this movie isn't fun, because the movies are doing something else. And you take film class with me, and I'll be happy to talk about that. But there are movies whose aim is like what Oscar Wilde wants. They're just kind of beautiful, but well, anyway, that's complicated. Now I'm doing a lecture for film class, and I shouldn't do that. But the point is that movies can be, most people see movies as a beautiful escape from reality. Oscar Wilde would agree with them, and Oscar Wilde would love them. I got a little off track there with the film stuff because the film stuff is complicated. But blockbuster films are an escape from reality, but some films do other things. So, okay, cool. And then he says, art is not symbolic of any age. It's the ages that are her symbols. So he thinks art is so important. Pope and Plato think art copies reality. Art reflects reality. Hamlet says art holds a mirror up to reality. Oscar Wilde says, no. Reality is a mirror of art. Art comes first. Art's more important. And then what people do all the time is they copy life. Most people say art imitates life. Oscar Wilde thinks it's the other way around. He thinks life imitates art. Because he thinks for him, art is more important. It's just better and more beautiful. All right, I'll pick this up in the next video.